Yes, sir. We are back. Episode number 6 of the 3&D podcast, man. Donovan Mitchell traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Seen a lot of takes on social media. I do want to address some of it and give you guys some of my thoughts on this trade right here and what I feel, who the winner is, and, you know, is it an even trade? Is it a fair trade? Obviously, Knicks fans are disappointed. A lot of analysts out there are pointing out the facts that the Knicks bundle that was offered or whatnot was a better deal, and that never went through. And looking at this one, it's actually kind of similar. I do think that the talent that the Knicks were, had on the table was better with RJ Barrett. But honestly, Colin Sexton is a really good player. Marketing, you're getting the 7-footer, 3 first-round picks, and I believe they got a rookie on there as well. So 3 first-round picks, Marketing and Colin Sexton. They had already lost Rudy, the Jazz had. What were they really gonna do? We already know the Jazz are committed to going into a full rebuild. The moment they lost Rudy Gobert and they basically knew they were going to trade Donovan Mitchell, that's it. The Jazz are gonna be in a slump now for the next couple of years. Go take a look at what the GM is doing, and they're loading up on picks to try to go into this rebuild. Now, looking at the Cleveland Cavaliers, I'm gonna point out 4 names right here, and if you don't think this jumps off the page, you're out of your mind. Like, these 4 names right here jump out the page, stand out. So we're looking at Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jared Allen. Believe they have CAVS LeVert, but we're gonna leave him out of it. Guys, those 4 names right there alone in the East. I saw somebody on Twitter point out the fact that Donovan Mitchell isn't much of a defender. It's like, okay, but who cares? Like, what am I supposed to take from that? What, teams are supposed to just not want Donovan Mitchell for their roster? Is that what we're doing? Are the Cavaliers not supposed to try to pick up a Donovan Mitchell if they're able to? You're kidding me, right? I just think if you want to nitpick and be like, well, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell are not going to be, the best defensive duo. I'm like, well, obviously, yeah, that's true. But they do have Evan Mobley and Jared Allen down there. Let's point that out as well. If you're a Cavaliers fan, this is obviously an exciting time. You should be happy. Forget about the picks. Everyone's always so focused about picks and you traded this many pieces. It's like, okay, but how valuable were those pieces? We don't know what those picks are going to turn into. We know who Donovan Mitchell is. See, I'm not a big fan of people saying, oh, but they traded away too many picks. That's their future. Who says that your future is set in stone? Like, why not try to win now? The Cavaliers, looking at the roster and what they're doing, they're trying to compete. It's almost like we're trying to tear down a team for trying to compete now and not setting themselves up for the future. Let's say they didn't get Donovan Mitchell and held on to those picks the Cavaliers did, right? That's not a guarantee that you're going to get a player as talented or better than Donovan Mitchell in the future. Look at the pieces you already have right now, and then you're looking at the fact that you can add Donovan to the roster. Why would you not do that? Just feel like people are putting too much emphasis on these picks and, believing that they're going to turn into something. And it's not being pessimistic, it's just being realistic. Look at the Cavs roster and then add Donovan Mitchell to it. What are we doing? This is not a conversation. The Cavaliers did the right thing. If I'm a Jazz fan, I'm definitely not disappointed. We knew that Donovan had to get moved. Like, you guys are going into a rebuild and you got 3 picks out of it. Colin Sexton, $70 million deal. I don't think that's overpaid. He's really talented. So you're getting a talented point guard to hold you down throughout these couple of miserable years coming up. It's going to be really interesting to see how the offense looks for the Cavaliers. Should be a lot of pick and roll, obviously. A lot of ISO basketball, too. I feel like you're going to be getting with Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell. Honestly, I'm just excited for Donovan Mitchell. I hope he could be healthy. I know he hasn't been fully healthy these past couple of years. Every time we see him in the playoffs, he's not really himself. So hopefully going into this year and towards the back end of the year, we can see a healthy Donovan Mitchell. I think this is an opportunity for him that he's going to be excited about. I believe he's excited now. I know people are making jokes about how, he's going from Utah into Cleveland and he's not really getting a taste of a big city, and that's cool and all, but the Cavaliers are going to be a competitive team. And I know I haven't shown Colin Sexton much love during this whole segment, but I do want to say I'm glad that he got paid. He got injured and Darius Garland just stepped up and he showed the Cavaliers that he is the man with the plan for that team. So For Colin Sexton to get a 4-year deal for 70 mil, that's great for him. Colin Sexton, man, defensively, he really gets after it. I know he could get, you know, his own buckets, call his own number as well. 70 million is not a crazy bad deal for the Jazz or nothing like that. So I don't think no one's getting ripped off. I think the player's getting paid and the team is going to have a point guard that's going to, you know, at least hold it down for the next 4 years. I'm trying to rank where the Cavaliers are going to be in the East. I 100% know they're going to make the playoffs this year. Like, there's no way that team doesn't make the playoffs. I'm not going to put them as a top 4 seed. I don't know if they're going to quite get there. I just think the few top teams in the East are just going to be really hard for the Cavaliers to, you know, surpass them as far as record in the East. But they are going to make the playoffs. There's no way the Cavs don't make the playoffs. It's like you got to take the Cavaliers that much more serious now. They got firepower now. Like, they actually got a superstar level kind of talent. Darius Garland coming into his own. Now they get Donovan Mitchell, which, I mean, he's proven. We know who Donovan Mitchell is. Along these two really good power forward center combo between Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. I mean, just really looking at it in overall talent. I don't mean they're the best team, but just overall talent. When you're breaking down the backcourt and the front court, they might be the best team just off of those 4 players, you know, comboed up at the 1 and 2, 4, 5. They might be the best 1, 2s, 4, 5s in the league. Let me know what you guys think about that. I know that's kind of a crazy take, but tell me another team that has a 1-2 punch at the point guard, shooting guard, and at the 4-5 that's that dominant. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts down below. Who won the trade? I honestly think both sides ended up winning here. I'm leaning more towards the Cavaliers because just adding Donovan Mitchell to that roster for me is, you know, phenomenal. But in the comment section, let me know who won the trade. What are your thoughts? Give me your opinions on this trade. What about the Knicks, man? If you're a Knicks fan, what are you feeling right now? Are you disappointed? Or are you glad that you held on to RJ Barrett and, you know, your picks and all that? Hey, gotta catch you guys on the next episode, 3 and D Podcast, episode 6. I'm checking out.